My beloved child, there are limits in the present that make you think you are being blocked. But in my eyes, they are not a wall at the end of the road. They are a door waiting for my hand to open at the right time. What you call a lack of strength, I can turn into the place where my power is revealed. What you call insufficient ability, I can use as the space where grace enters. What you think is weakness, when placed in my hands, can become a vessel holding the wisdom that those who rely only on themselves will never learn. Therefore, do not rush to draw conclusions about your life based only on what you currently hold in your hands. I do not measure your future by the strength you have today. I measure it by the intention I placed within you from the beginning, by what I can do through a heart willing to be led by me. I do not look at you like a cold judge standing far away to count every time you stumble. I look at you like a father, attentively watching his child learning to walk, full of compassion, patience, and hope. When you fall, I do not turn my face away, I bend down. When you tremble, I do not blame you for being weak, I place more strength within you. When you move slowly, I do not despise you. I know there are steps slowed down precisely to keep you from losing your way. You are my unrepeatable work. Not one mark of my hand upon you is meaningless. Not one ability, not one pure desire, not one sensitivity within you was formed by accident. You are not a faded copy of someone else. You carry a unique line in my vast plan. And that brings me joy as I watch you grow day by day. Perhaps you have become accustomed to living in a state of trying to hold yourself together, trying to appear fine, trying to get through one thing after another, as though your purpose were only to survive each day. But my child, I did not create you merely to endure. I am preparing you to step into a higher and more beautiful assignment, where even the years that seemed chaotic will be rearranged into a foundation. The seasons when you were slowed down are teaching you to distinguish what is true from what is dazzling. The times you were misunderstood are teaching you to cling to integrity rather than applause. The fears you have passed through are teaching you to have compassion for those who are also trembling in secret. No part of the road, when placed under my light, is entirely wasted. I can use even the most scattered pieces to weave a garment of meaning for your journey. Therefore, stand firm, but do not stand firm by exhausting yourself through force. Stand firm through the strength I pour through you. There is a kind of strength that makes you hard, and there is a kind of strength that makes you tender yet unbroken. I am teaching you the second kind of strength, strength that is still humble, courage that is still gentle, determination that is still pure, and forward movement that does not lose peace. You do not need to prove yourself worthy of the dream by burning yourself in anxiety. What I have sown in you, I will also provide the means to nurture. What I call you to step into, I will also open the way, place the right people, arrange the timing, and train you with enough strength to carry it. Your part is not to abandon faith simply because your eyes have not yet seen the entire map. The pure desires I have placed in your heart are not the hollow echoes of personal ambition. They are like seeds hidden in good soil, small at first, yet carrying within them a future garden. There are dreams that frighten you because they are larger than your present ability. There are invitations that make you both long for them and step back from them because you ask yourself, how could I possibly do this? But right there, you will learn that a true calling does not only require your talent, it requires your surrender. If everything fit perfectly within your own strength, you would easily forget me. But when what I place before you exceeds what you can do on your own, you will learn to lean upon a higher source. And that very dependence will keep you from pride when the fruit begins to bloom. Remember the story of Gideon, the one who once hid in a secret place because of fear, thinking himself small among a people oppressed. When I called him a mighty warrior, Perhaps even he did not recognize that name as belonging to him. He looked at his family, his circumstances, his weakness, and saw himself as unfit for a great mission. But I did not call him according to the trembling appearance of that moment. I called him according to what I had already seen within him. Then I did something even more unusual. I reduced Gideon's army so the victory would not be mistaken as the result of human strength. With a very small group, with jars, torches, and trumpets, I made the impossible become a sign of power. Do you see? I do not need you to have everything before I begin to work. I need you to listen, obey, and believe that my hand can magnify what is small when that small thing is offered in faithfulness. In the same way, when others look at your dream and think it is too far, too great, or too unusual, do not let their voices become a law ruling within you. Not everyone is given the ability to see what I have spoken privately to you. Some people judge only by the present, by numbers, by the past, by old failures, and by the limits they are familiar with. But I see by origin and destination. I see the tree when others see only a tiny seed. I see the river when others see only a drop of water. I see the building when others see only the first stone still lying on the ground. Therefore, be careful about handing authority over your destiny to faint laughter, comparaison, and uninformed headshakes. You may listen to wise counsel, but do not allow unbelieving doubt to extinguish what I have lit. I know the past has sometimes left marks within you that make you hesitant to dream big. There were times when you hoped and then were disappointed. There were plans that once bloomed and then were crushed by circumstances, by others, or by your own fear. There are old words still echoing somewhere, saying that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not special enough, not worthy enough. But I do not build your future upon those words. I build it upon the truth I know about you. Wounds do not have the right to write your final chapter. Delays do not have the right to declare that the promise has died. Doubts do not have the right to sit on the throne where only I have the right to reign. When I restore you, I do not only heal what hurts, I also awaken the courage that once fell asleep from weariness. Let me remind you of this. The dream I give is not only meant to lift you up for yourself, it is also so you may become a stream for others. A sign that grace can still do something new in ordinary people. When you step into your part, there will be people encouraged because they see you have overcome. There will be doors opened for others because of your faithfulness today. There will be words you speak in the future that carry weight because they were born from seasons you once endured quietly. You do not know how many people will be touched by your obedience. Therefore, do not despise hidden preparation. A small yes today can become the hinge of a great door tomorrow. From now on, when you face something beyond your strength, do not say, "I cannot," as though that sentence were the end. Sigh, "You will show me the way." When you meet a limitation, see it as a place to ask for guidance, not a place to give up. When the dream still seems far away, do the nearest small thing with the greatest faithfulness. When you do not yet have every resource, use what you have with gratitude. When you do not yet see the whole picture, follow the light. That is enough for the next step. I do not always give you the entire road at once, because if you saw everything, you might become afraid or proud. I often give just enough light for you to learn, trust, and through each step, you will recognize that I have never led you wrongly. My beloved child, you were not created to drift aimlessly through life. You were called into a rhythm of meaningful living, a journey shaped by love and purpose. Do not despise yourself when I have called you my workmanship. Do not shrink what I have planted within you just to fit familiar safety. Do not let the past become the measure of the future. And do not let the narrowness of the present convince you that my sky is only this small. I am working through you, within you, around you, and ahead of you. When the time comes, what once seemed too great will become the path you walk in peace. What once made you tremble will become the place where you see my faithfulness. And the dream once hidden in your heart will no longer be merely a distant image, but a testimony that when I call, I also give strength. When I sow, I also cause growth. When I begin a good work, I know how to lead it to completion in my light. My beloved child, let your heart become still and hear me speak with gentleness yet full authority. No lying word can shake what I have ordained over your life. Poisonous voices may rise like whirlwinds over an empty field, may try to sow fear into your heart, may build distorted stories to make you doubt yourself. But they have no right to enter the place I have sealed with my protection. What I guard is not invaded by noise. What I bless is not canceled by unrighteous mouths. What I have named in the light cannot be renamed by darkness according to its will. Therefore, do not bow your head before heavy words, as though they are the final sentence. They are only arrows blown off course by the wind when they touch the shield I have placed around you. There are people who, because of jealousy, fear, or their inability to understand the grace I have placed upon you, will use words like stones thrown onto your path. They may think that if they speak enough, strike hard enough, and sow enough suspicion, you will leave your position. But I want you to know this: no one can use bitterness to control my intention. No one can bring darkness before my throne and demand that I call it light. No one can bend my justice with prayers born from a harmful heart. Such words do not rise to me like fragrance. They dissolve like empty smoke in the air. I clearly distinguish the cry that is sincere from the cry that wants to harm another. I hear what lies beneath the words. I see the motive hidden behind the lips, and I never allow falsehood to wear spiritual clothing in order to stand against you. Therefore, when you hear unjust words of condemnation, do not let them become a dwelling place in your heart. A word may hurt you for a moment, but it has no right to build a house inside you. An accusation may shake you for a while, but it cannot erase what I know about you. A scheme may make you weary because you must pass through heavy days, but it cannot rewrite the path I am opening. Learn to recognize which voice comes from truth and which voice comes only from another person's wounds. Not every word directed at you deserves to be kept by you. There are words that must be allowed to fall to the ground, like dust not permitted to enter the house. There are voices that must be handed back to me, because if you hold them too long, they will soil the source of peace I am restoring within you. I know there have been curses, evil wishes, and malicious whispers that once made you shiver in the quiet of night. You wondered whether they had any power, whether that poison could find its way into your life, whether those who oppose you could bend away what I have promised. But my child, power does not rest in the noise of the wicked. True power belongs to me. And when I stand guard over you, darkness can only roar from afar. It cannot cross the boundary I have drawn. You do not need to live as someone constantly trying to defend against invisible things with fear. You are invited to walk as one who is covered, called by name, and guided. My protection is not a thin garment easily torn. It is a fortress built by love, wisdom, and authority that no one can bribe. Remember the story of Balaam among the people of Israel long ago. There was a king who feared my people, so he sought to hire a man to speak curses over them, hoping to use evil words to weaken what I had blessed. Altars were built, offerings were prepared, and deceitful intentions were covered with an appearance of solemnity. But every time Balaam's mouth was about to speak harm, I turned his words into blessing. What you need to see is not only that the other man's mouth could not curse, but that no intention against my people could pass beyond my permission. When I have placed blessing upon someone, words hired against them will be bent away from their evil purpose. You are the same. There are things others thought they could use to make you collapse, but I can turn them into evidence that my hand is still upon your life. So do not answer poison with poison. Do not use heavy words against heavy words. And do not turn your mouth into a pathway borrowed by darkness. You belong to the light, and light does not need to imitate darkness to overcome. When others distort the story, keep your heart upright. When others wish harm upon you, ask me to guard your heart from bitterness. When others devise schemes, walk in discernment, not naively, yet also not allowing fear to rule. Your peace is a quiet victory. Your purity is a powerful answer. Your perseverance is a sign that you are not defined by evil, even though you have had to pass through heavy moments. I am not saying that poisonous words cannot hurt you. I know words can leave marks, can make you lose sleep. You can make you wonder whether you will be misunderstood forever. I do not take your tears lightly, but I want you to distinguish between temporary pain and real authority. They may pierce your heart, but they cannot destroy my covenant of love for you. They may make you weary, but they cannot cut off the strength I give. They may slow your steps for a time, but they cannot erase you from the purpose I have placed upon you. Do not give poisonous words a power they do not possess. Do not place upon human lips an authority greater than my hand. I am the one who decides what is allowed to touch you, what is blocked, what is used to train you, and what must dissolve before it comes near you. In the days when you feel surrounded by misunderstanding, return to the quiet place within, where I meet you without noise. Let me remind you that you do not have to defend yourself through panic. There are battles I do not call you to enter through argument, but through standing firm. There are doors I do not open through loud shouting, but through precise timing. There are people I will cause to recognize the truth not through your lengthy explanations, but through the enduring fruit of your life. Continue doing what is right. Continue keeping your hands clean. Continue allowing your words to carry the weight of truth rather than the smell of resentment. Evil may be loud for a season, but righteousness has endurance beyond that season. Then you will see that in every moment that seemed threatening, I was still working silently. I am placing the right people on your path at the right time. I am closing paths you do not need to enter. I am causing what was hidden to gradually come into view. I am turning attacks into places where you learn greater steadiness, and opposition into a step that raises you into deeper maturity. What was built to frighten you will not have the final voice. What was spoken to make you lower your head will not be able to erase the light I placed upon your forehead. What was calculated to make you lose your way will be broken before my wisdom. I am not asleep in your story. I have not abandoned you among opposing voices. I am present, guarding, arranging, and healing. So rise, my beloved child, not with pride, but with gentle faith. Wash your heart clean of the fear of being cursed, of the habit of believing that another person's evil words can be stronger than my love. Let peace return like morning light, spreading through a room after a long night. You do not need to tremble before schemes woven in darkness, because no darkness can sign a decree over your life in my place. I have placed protection over you, and that protection is not a fragile promise. It is the decision of almighty love. Keep walking. Do good. Keep your heart clean. Do not answer with hatred, and do not let the adversary teach you how to live. I will not allow evil to triumph over you. I will use even what you are going through to show that grace is still stronger than slander. Light is still more enduring than a curse, and my love still covers you from today into the days you have not yet seen. My beloved child, from this moment, let your heart open to a new movement I am quietly carrying out for the good I have prepared for you. Not every change comes with a loud sound, and not every door opens under the eyes of the crowd. There are things I correct in silence, but when the time comes, you will realize that the entire road you are walking has been placed into a different order. What was once tangled will begin to find its direction again. Places that were once dry will be watered with new life. The parts of you that became weary from holding yourself together for too long will be touched by a source of strength that does not come from your own will, but from my presence. You do not enter the new season by the strength you have accumulated, but by the faith that knows how to lean on the one who upholds you day by day. I do not only want to give you outward sufficiency, I also want to place within you a deeper wealth, stillness amid things not yet completed, joy that circumstances cannot easily take away, discernment to choose what is good, and peace that can remain even while life still requires much waiting. Some people have much in their hands but remain empty inside. Some achieve what they once desired, yet lose gentleness, gratitude, and the ability to rest in the light. I do not want you to receive blessing in that way. I want abundance to come to you like clean water, not drowning you in anxiety, not causing you to drift from holiness, but making you more generous, steadier, more willing to share, and more able to live according to the purpose I have set for you. Remember that your life is not an accident drifting through the stream of time. Before you knew how to call your own name, I knew you. Before you could understand the desires within your heart, I placed in you unique lines that no one can replace. No one on this earth can live in your place the assignment I have given to you. Others may be better than you at certain things, may move faster than you in certain stages, may be seen earlier than you in certain seasons, but no one can carry the mark of my hand upon them in the way you carry it. Therefore, do not use someone else's life as a measure to shrink the calling meant for you. You do not need to become a copy of anyone in order to be loved or used by me. You only need to return to the truth that you are a work created by me with intention, guided by love, and prepared for an assignment that is not insignificant. There are times when the burdens of life make you feel as though your shoulders no longer have enough strength. You look ahead and see a high mountain. Look behind and see the road that has exhausted you. Look at the present and wonder how you can take even one more step. But my child, I do not require you to carry the whole mountain by yourself. I only invite you to place your small hand in mine and follow the light that is enough for today. The strength I give does not always arrive in the form of a blazing emotion. Sometimes it comes as quiet courage for you to wake up. Wash your face. Do what needs to be done. Speak a kind word. Keep your heart from despair, and not abandon faith even when everything has not changed immediately. That too is power. That too is a miracle. That too is how I am keeping you. Do not despise your small faith. Sometimes you may think that faith is too fragile, too little, too trembling to accomplish anything. But I do not need you to bring me a faith decorated with perfection. I receive even faith that is gasping for breath, faith still wet with tears, faith that can only say, I still want to believe, Father. Help me. In my hands, a very small seed can still carry within it a great tree. A tiny ray of light can still announce the dawn. A short prayer can still open the way for deep intervention. What matters is not how much strength you feel you have, but whose hands you place that little portion into. When something small is entrusted to my hands, it is no longer limited by its original size. Remember the story of the boy who brought 5 loaves and 2 fish to Jesus. In the eyes of the crowd, that meal was too little, too small, almost insignificant before the needs of thousands. If measured only by numbers, no one could have called it a solution. But when that small thing was placed in the hands of the one who has power to give life, it became a meal of abundance, not only enough for those who were hungry, but with full baskets remaining after everyone had eaten. Do you see? I did not ask the boy why he did not have more. I did not despise what he had. I received it, blessed it, broke it, and made what seemed insufficient become abundant. In the same way, do not wait until you feel perfect before offering me your life. Abilities, time, faith, and dreams. Bring what you have, even if it is small, unfinished, and trembling. I know how to make it multiply according to my ways. There are mountains in your life that are not moved by haste, but by enduring faithfulness. Each day you choose to trust a little more, forgive a little more, take one more step, care for yourself a little more, and keep your words a little cleaner. The roots of your faith grow deeper into good soil. You may not yet see the mountain moving before your eyes, but beneath the surface, the foundations of fear are cracking. The old voices that once made you shrink back are losing their power. The habits that drew you away from peace are weakening. I do not only move the mountain before you many times, I also cause you to grow until the mountain no longer looks as frightening as before. What once made you tremble will not rule you forever. What once made you think impossible will become the place where you witness my hand making a way. Therefore, as you step into this season of transformation, keep your heart in gratitude and watchfulness. The blessing I give is not for display, but for service. The abundance I open is not so you will forget the days of lack, but so you will become kinder toward those who are still struggling. The joy I place within you is not so you may separate yourself from the pain of others, but so you may become a source of encouragement for those who need a ray of hope. I will lift you up, but true lifting always comes with humility. I will enlarge your portion, but true enlargement always comes with the ability to govern through love. I will place more in your hands, but I will also teach you how to hold it without being held by it. My beloved child, do not fear the days when you are still weak, because it is there that you learn to lean on me more deeply. Do not fear great dreams, because if I have sown them, I also know how to make them grow in the right season. Do not fear delay, because there are things that must be prepared in the hidden place before they appear beneath the sun. Do not fear the voice of doubt, because my calling does not need everyone's agreement in order to have value. Place your faith in me as one places a seed into the earth. Then care for it through obedience, prayer, patience, and faithful steps each day. You will see the small thing grow. You will see what seemed depleted become full. You will see what once lay beyond reach, gradually brought near by my hand. From today onward, walk as one who is remembered, prepared, loved, and sent with purpose. I am redirecting the things that seem to oppose you so they may serve your growth. I am arranging scattered pieces into a meaningful picture. I am making your humble faith a place where my power shines. You are not merely surviving each day, you are being led into a journey with depth, light, and fruit. Trust me in the part you cannot yet see. Thank me for the part you currently have. Be faithful with today's small portion, and let me do great things in my time. For when I have begun working in you, I do not work halfway. I will continue to lead you until your life becomes a living testimony of the abundance, peace, and steadfast love I prepared for you before you knew how to name your own life.